Hi, my name is Daniel Alberto Yanes Olivares and I'm going to give you some information about pollution. Pollution refers to excessive amounts of waste, much of which contains harmful poisons that are released into the environment, air, water, and soil. Pollution is usually caused by people. More specifically, it is caused by the waste produced by the cars we drive, the factories that make the things we buy, the power plants that produce the gas and electricity we use, and even the farms that grow the food we eat. Pollution has been a problem ever since the large number of people occupied a relatively small space. During the 80s and 90s, however, as the world became increasingly crowded and more factories were built, environmental pollution became a serious issue. Air pollution is caused primarily by the burning of fuel. Gas-powered transportation methods, airplanes, cars, boats, and trains are the biggest culprits. The amount of fuel required to heat and cool homes and other buildings also contributes huge amounts of air pollution. Water pollution comes from a variety of sources. Any factory that makes things, tire, steels, create waste products and waste. This waste, filled with toxic chemicals, is often released into bodies of water, including lakes, rivers, and oceans. Land pollution comes primarily from garbage. Those types of garbage, paper, plastic, some metals, glass, and so on. Some garbage is biodegradable, which means it is naturally break down into tiny particles that are caused to reduce by the environment. Another source of land pollution are the chemicals used on farms. Some of those chemicals are washed into the bodies of water, and some are absorbed by the ground where they can harm various forms of plants or animal life.
Good afternoon. My name is Cristian Marco Antonio Argueta Argueta, and contributing to the pollution theme, I'm going to talk about the water pollution. Well, now that the term pollution is clear, let's define what is water pollution. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies, for example, lakes, rivers, oceans, and groundwater. This occurs when pollutants are directly or indirectly discharged into water bodies without adequate treatment or to remove harmful compounds. But what does water pollution affect? Water pollution affects plants and organisms living in these bodies of water. In almost all cases, the effect is damaging not only to individual species and populations but also to the natural biological the cases and other contaminants of water pollution include organic and inorganic substances. In the organic substances, we can find insecticides, the herbicides, a huge range of organohalides and other chemical compounds. Also, the petroleum hydrocarbons, the volatile organic compounds, the drug pollution involving pharmaceutical drugs and their metabolites, and various chemicals compounds found in personal hygiene and cosmetic products. In the inorganic water pollutants, we can find acidity caused by industrial discharge, ammonia from food processing waste, chemical waste as industrial byproducts, fertilizers, heavy metals from motor vehicles, silt, that is sediment in runoff from construction sites, and trash or garbage. Dirty water is the world's biggest health risk and continues to threaten both quality life and public health in the United States and all the world. When water from rain and melting snow runs off roofs and rolls into our rivers, it picks up toxic chemicals, dirt, trash, and disease-carrying organisms along the way. Many of our water resources also lack basic protections, making them vulnerable to pollution from factory farms, industrial plants, and activities like fracking. This can lead to drinking water contamination, habitat degradation, and beach closures. Improving protections to reduce pollutants like bacteria and viruses, which threaten all the population around the world, are some of the actions that many organisms are taken. These actions also include establishing new pollution limits for top problem areas such as sources of runoff and sewage overflows, and drawing on existing protection in the Clean Water Act, and working to ensure that the loss pollution control programs apply to all important waterways, including headwater streams and wetlands.